much more stable, much more strong, has self-confidence, and now Israel prefer to choose other symbols than the symbol of Massada. The idea is how to create the state of Israel, productive society, stable society, and not to get into the corridor that the end of this corridor will be the Massada, which means the symbol is not Massada will never fall again, but we will never be again Massada. And now there are different symbols for the state of Israel, even though the Massada is the most visited site in Israel after Jerusalem, because the story is very interesting, the site is fantastic, the remains are very impressive, but if you take Massada as a symbol for the modern Zionist movement, there is a big debate about it, whether the idea is to be very extreme and to go all the way to the end and to have heroic death, or to be more moderate and rational and to start to behave in such a way that will not lead you to the corridor and to the end of Massada. So this is just a general background. We will go from here and see the Northern Palace and the storehouses, and after we finish the whole circle, we return here, down there, collect all the people, and from here to the cable car and down to the lobby. Okay? If you have any questions, anything, it's all open. That's why we are here. You can take pictures freely, no limits at all.
One quick question.
Yes.
When the Jews followed the Zealots up here,
Yes.
was there any friction among them, or were they all
No,
harmonious?
in the situation of the rebels, where the Romans really crushed the rebels all over the country, it was 100% clear here on the cliff who is the leader and who has the command. And it was the Sikriim and their head Elazar ben Yair.
Okay.
So here on the cliff it was a Sikriim territory. If you came here, you accepted that you are under Sikriim authority, and that's why in the end, when the decision was to commit a suicide, according to the story, all of them committed suicide. By the way, how we know it? Josephus Flavius, his name is Yosef ben Matityahu in Hebrew. Josephus Flavius was a priest in Jerusalem. He got the responsibility to protect the Galilee in the revolt. The Romans conquered the city of Yotfat, and he fell as a prisoner to the hands of the Romans. He was a very educated person. He told Spasianus, you will be the Caesar. And he became a formal historian in Rome that told the story of the Jews. I don't judge him from the moral point of view. From the historical point of view, he is an unbelievable treasure, because he wrote 2 books that give a full description of what happened here in the land of Israel from the time of the Hashmonaim all the way to the Roman period. He lived in Rome. He heard about what happened here from Roman officers who were here in the siege. He was not here, he was in Rome, but he heard, and he wrote 100% accurate history. A lot of archaeologists like Igal Yadin and like others use the book of Josephus Flavius as a guide to the sites where they excavated, not only here, also in the Golan Heights and also in Jerusalem. So if he tells you, let's say, in a distance of 200 meters, there is a tower, there is a tower. So I'm not speaking about his ideology, but his descriptions of the site is very, very accurate, and he told the story, and I told you as the boss how you know the speeches of Elazar ben Yair, because he said that 2 or 3 women and some children escaped and find a hide in one of the cisterns, and when the Romans came, they told them the story, and the story moved from them to the Roman officers, and then to Rome, to Elazar ben Yair. Even if this is a little bit imaginary, he knew the Sikriim. And that he said that in the Jews there were 4 philosophers, like philosophies, the ideologies, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Christians, and the Sikriim. And the Sikhirim was the most extreme wing in the Jewish community here in those days. They were so extreme that even the rebels in Jerusalem kicked them out of Jerusalem because it was impossible to live with them, because every discussion finished with a murder. If you don't accept to them in the public, they have a sikha, a knife in the sleeve, and they go around you in a circle, stab you and disappear. And that's why they kicked from Jerusalem.
Are they very much like the Orthodox Jew?
No, because the Orthodox Jew has no, let's say, political...
They are peaceful, right? They are very peaceful?
Yeah, they don't deal with politics. It means for them, the whole idea is to live as an Orthodox Jew, and doesn't matter if it is New York or London or Paris or Brussels or Jerusalem. They live in Jerusalem, but they don't support the state of Israel. Because for them, the state of Israel is not as it should be. It should be a full religious community, and the state of Israel is a democracy. Laws are decided by the Knesset, not by the rabbis.
Right.
Okay, let's move and take a look and see the side.